Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Busy dude and a lot of shit going on. So thank you for joining us for round two. I mean, I felt like it was important to kind of tie it up with a bow. We got into a lot of stuff, but I wanted to like really, you know what I'm saying, also discuss where you're at now. Because it seems like it's a lot different from where you were before. Quick thing, anybody, if you got any questions for Dres, use the questions feature below. That way I can pull them up, you can see them. Also, if you get all fucking crazy in here, I will block your ass and send you home. That's just what it is. Yeah. So, yo, there's one question I had before we kind of get into some of the current shit. I read something about native tongues when I was researching for the interview, and it said, we having issues?
Yeah, like you're sounding real electronic right now. You sound like you're like you about to drop a new T-Pain joint.
Damn, you're good though.
Yeah, I don't know what it is though. Are the people? Is everybody getting it clear, or is it just me? You sounded like, and you're freezing, like you're frozen right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, now you frozen. Yeah, crazy.
Hold on for a minute.
It's like
Let's try it now.
You frozen right now. Okay, there you go.
Is it working now?
Yeah, good money.
All right, I came off Wi-Fi. So
okay.
Right.
Sometimes I gotta do the same. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're on Wi-Fi.
I look at it like it's a free app, man. So I try not to complain about this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. Right. So I'll repeat the question. So I heard. So I was reading something about native tongues, and it was saying, this kind of blew my mind. It said that native tongues. I mean, it was the author's opinion, but it said that native tongue propelled the success of Kanye and Pharrell. And I didn't really understand that. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Of Kanye?
Kanye and Pharrell. It said like native tongue was like the kind of like the precursor to them as far as their.
As far as you got electronic when you said the name native tongue.
Kanye and Pharrell.
Oh, Kanye and Pharrell. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I could easily see that. Like, you know, like I don't know much about Pharrell except from afar, you know, like kind of what I guess any general consumer might know. Like, you know, like I don't know if his catalog extensively other than probably maybe the first album I think I copped, and then from there kind of whatever single, you know, like Pharrell does quality work, but you know, but I don't really, you know, I don't necessarily think native when I think of Pharrell, but I do see how he kind of probably grew from the native soil and kind of just found his own, like kind of what each native kind of had to do. Pharrell would have survived because you kind of had to find your own voice. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because the other cat, he's probably the one of the, you know, the biggest voices in music in a long time, one of them. And like he's a little more cut and pick, copy and paste than I think of Pharrell is. Like it's crazy. I could tell you a few stories. Like when Jesus Walks was out, I kind of was just coming back to New York. Really, you know, like I had stepped away, kind of was doing my independent thing. I had bought a crib down south, kind of came back, and I was kind of making my rounds, and I really had to kind of pick up Black Sheep and kind of come up through the ranks again. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like cats hadn't seen me in a while, but it was cool. I was prepared to do the work, and I've done the work, and I'm still doing the work. You know what I'm saying? But just to say, you know, so I'm back in New York, and of the mindset, you know, all right, well, it's time for me to kind of navigate my way through the crowd, and you know, and just kind of get back on in a comfortable space. So that's what I'm doing. Every mic in New York that's got a crowd, that if there's a crowd there, and the mic, I'm down to catch it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, wherever it's at. So I'm definitely running around from New York to California, and this is when Jesus Walks is out. So I'm bumping into Kanye a lot. Like you know, like he's a new artist, and he's in a space where he's doing what he's got to do as well. You know what I'm saying? And so we kind of hit it off. Like he seen me rocking New York a few times. He seen me rocking California. We was on the same set in California, and he was kind of taken by my ability. And so, you know, we exchanged numbers, and there was a show in New York, and I'll never forget it because a friend of mine named Aria, she does the liquor, like she was doing who's caught on blue, Martell. And so me and Kanye, kind of whatever event it was, me and Kanye rock, you know, saying this is before he's big. And I go to my girl Aria, she, you know, like the homie, and I know she's on top of Martell. I'm like, yo, let me get a bottle. Because Kanye said this to me. Yo, one of us is about to get right. Like he's seeing, you know, what I'm doing, and I'm seeing his ability at this point. I don't really know much backstory, but you know, he had ability. I'm like, yeah, one of us is definitely about to get right. Like it's my intention to get right, you know what I'm saying? But he says to me, yo, one of us is about to, you know, get right. Make sure, you know, like we look out for the other one, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, the fact that he said that, I was like, yo, I dig that so much. Bet, you know what I'm saying? Bet, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And while we still in the spot, he's getting ready to leave. And I had walked my homegirl out to grab some bottles of Martell to bring to the bar. And while we walking in, he's, you know, getting in the car with some of his people. I'm like, yo, can I give him a bottle? And she was like, yeah, sure. So I run over to his car, and I'm like, yo, take this bottle, man. Have a good night. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you saying that. I thought it was so dope. And he was like, yo, bet. You know, we exchanged numbers, and we calling each other the whole nine. So when Gold is coming out, he had hit me to meet him in Manhattan, and he was with the skinny chick, what's her name, like Christina something. You know, the young sister, she's acting and she sings.
Oh, I don't know. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like she's like a little girl, but just like, you know, like, but you know, one of the little it girls, like Christina something. But anyway, yeah. So I meet them, you know, so we're hanging out, we go to this club. Kanye approaches the DJ, hits him with Gold Digger. The DJ throws it on. My word, the place went crazy. Hearing it for the first time, like I saw it, I was like, oh snap! Like I was like, okay, it might be him that's about to pop off. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
Hit it about 3 times back to back. You know what I'm saying? And I was happy. I was like, yeah, like yo, crush it right in front of me. Like I'm like, oh, this is dope. Like the 3 of us are together. You know what I'm saying? And I was mad happy. Like yo, that joint is hot. You know what I'm saying? Cool. So kind of got a chance to see Kanye kind of blossom into, you know, young Kanye, you know what I'm saying? And as he's blowing, I really still didn't know his backstory like that, but as he's blowing, his backstory is becoming public knowledge. So I'm kind of keeping the backstory this and the other. And so after he kind of got into a good space, I'd say maybe about 4 months, I left kind of 4 months. I didn't want to really rush into what he said, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe about 4 or 5 months later, I reach out to him. He's like, yo, what up, Dres? You know, same number, cool. I'm like, yo, check it out. I said, yo, I'm mad happy for you, number one. You know what I'm saying? Like you're doing your thing. Very, very happy for you, this and the other. Like keep pushing it, what you're doing. I said, but ultimately, like, yo, check this out. I'm trying to get either a verse, a track, or worst case scenario, just you on a hook, you know, for whatever I'm working on. And he hits me with, yo, Dres, I got like 20 checks for like 20 things I ain't even done yet, man. I ain't got time right now, this and the other. And I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Don't even sweat it. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I ain't never really follow up, you know what I'm saying, that was his energy, you know what I'm saying? But the next time I saw him, he acted a little Hollywood on me. And so it kind of pissed me off. And I thought I was talking to Show. And Show was like, yo, fuck that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he used to come to the studio and he asked me to help him with his percussion. So I helped him, you know, with his percussion, this, that, and the other. Like, you know, like that nigga ain't ever, you know, circle back around, this, that, and the other. And Show's telling me out of his mouth how he helped Kanye, you know what I'm saying? as far as, what is what is sequencing. All right. So I'm like, oh wow, you know what I'm saying? All right, cool. Enough said. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm kind of like this, this he's kind of funny, but I don't ever look at it like it's the responsibility of any man to do shit for me. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what he says. So I don't harbor any kind of ill feelings, but I wish he had kept his word. Leave it at that. So Alicia Keys had asked me to come out and rock with her on Summer Stage. And so I come out, you know what I'm saying? So I'm backstage at Summer Stage. Kanye is coming through with a crew of, this when he kind of was wearing like leopard tights, and his whole crew had briefcases, and it was that particular look. And so I'm walking, I got a lady with me backstage, and so we're just walking down a long corridor at the arena. Walking down the corridor, and Kanye and about 8, 9 dudes are coming, towards us. And he sees me and he's like, Dres, that's who should be dressing me. And he don't even say what's up or nothing. He just tells his crew that I should be dressing them. And I look at this nigga like, yo, this is my word. Like, my girl grabbed my hand like, don't. Because I literally was about to spit at him like, yo, nigga, what the fuck? I should be dressing you. Like, you bugging out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, from what you said to I should be dressing you is kind of, but you know what? My girl grabbed I kind of caught me. I was like, fun. And I just kept walking. You know what I'm saying? And the next time I saw Kanye was in Chicago, I think with De La. This nigga act like he ain't even know me. Like he kind of like tried to. So I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like there's little things that, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, like that. As far as hip hop goes, like, like there's a walk, and I'm one of the cats that will walk by your security. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like you. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I felt it was important for him to know, like, yo, my dude, like money doesn't differentiate us as men. You know what I'm saying? Like if the walk of a man is the walk of a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't buy that. You got to be that. You know what I'm saying? And so at one point, like when he was talking about he's Steve Jobs and all this genius bullshit, like, like I kind of know how dude is built, and even, like just his walk was, like from slavery being a choice to just the idiotic things dude was saying, like that he would always say these idiotic things and then release something, like I played it as a joke because I felt like he was a kind of it fit him, you know what I'm saying? And so I just tweeted like, yo, Kanye's a faggot. And every blog, you know what I'm saying, in the world was like, yo, why Dres call him a faggot? Now, I could expound upon the gaiety, that's around them, that, New York is a big place and it's a small place, you know what I'm saying? So, it's very possible that, not even it's very possible, like, like he got his walk in the light and out the light. But just to say, ultimately, my whole shit was like, yo, I didn't expound upon it. I didn't take any further. I never said it again. I was just being funny. I was like, yo, I could do what he does. You know what I'm saying? Like, just say something outlandish and get attention. So I said, Kanye's a faggot. Then I said, then I doubled down and said, Kanye doesn't like black people. You know what I'm saying? And so all of these blogs has hit me, this and the other. And so I didn't expound, I didn't go at him or even, try to make it a bigger situation. And I damn sure didn't try to push it for the sake of attention. I was like, that was what you might call a punch in the chest. You know what I'm saying? Like me coming up, those older cats that you kind of, they kind of regulated walks. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are walk of men, and you kind of had to learn it. And so in my own way, you know what I'm saying, I was kind of just telling Kanye, like, yo, don't be a faggot. You know what I'm saying? Like be a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's okay to give credit where credit is due. It's okay to be better, all that shit you talking, all this and the other. Like, some of it, don't get it twisted. Artistically, you do have artistry, but as a person, like, man, like, like just the stuff that, you try to that a person tries to push in the name of artistry and being different, when in all actuality you're just trying to remix the walk. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like, you know, like nigga, that's not new. And ultimately, like, shit, my brother, that's my family, you know, told me out of, like, he was like, yo, like, for real, like, if you kick him in the ass, kick him in the ass for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's from show. Like, he's like, yo, I helped that nigga, you know, sequence. You know, put sequencing together, how to double up, you know what I'm saying? You know, like he just, you know, gave him some insight and this and the other. And, you know, like he just was looking at, you know, like cats just, DMX summed it up real well. You know, like that industry shit is some industry shit. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'd rather be a regular solid cat than a shaky multi-millionaire industry dude. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
You know, so when we talk about Pharrell and Kanye as far as native, yeah, I easily see, you know, where they did what they were supposed to do. You know, like they in hip hop, it's okay to stand on the shoulders. I mean, in fact, we all stand on the shoulders of greatness. It's not for you to imitate as much as it is to expound upon. And I think both of them have been able to do that, even when it's might not be something I particularly would care for. You know, and
Right.
that, you know, like to be a consumer, you know, like there's artists that, you know, that you care for, there's artists that you don't care for, and just because you love somebody to death, the person right next to you might not care for him. I remember the most hilarious story. Yo, oh my god. I was in Minneapolis, and I had a show, and I was with my cousin Reg. Reg is like a bodybuilder. Like Reg is huge. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like from back, like before it was, you know, fashionable. Reg is down with Boom Bash out in Lawton. And so Reg has just always been, you know, just a big solid dude. So we had a show out there, and I had met this chick, and I wanted to, you know, like we're gonna hang out afterwards. And so she's like, she got a girlfriend. Could I bring somebody? So I bring my cousin Reg. So we go to this diner, and it's snowing and the whole night, like it's like it's, you know, where Prince lived, like, you know,
Yeah.
like, so we in this diner and we eating and it's snowing, and they had drove us there. And so I'm like, yo, she asked me, do you like mint condition? I think mint condition is dope. I think they crazy dope. Like I remember me and Showbiz sitting at 850 listening to 10 Million Stars like for an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like that joint, like they're just dope. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, they're incredible. And my cousin Reg sitting right next to me. Mind you, we just meeting these chicks trying to kind of, you know, get at them with a little something. Reg is like, yo, mint condition sucks. Those niggas is just the worst shit I ever got. Like, he's like, I can't stand hearing them niggas. And I'm like, yo, you bugging. He's like, nah, I ain't bugging. Them niggas suck. Like, and Shorty's whole demeanor changed, this and the other. And she was like, you know, like Stokely, that's my man. That's, you know, that's, so now I'm looking at her like, that's your man. Like, what are you doing here? Like, you know, like now I'm disgusted. Like, you know, like, oh man, like, you know, like I don't even, you know, like I'm not, you know, I'm not, like what's his name? Like I'm not these cats where, you know, like where I'm into trying to run, like I like solid people, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm looking at her like kind of sideways, like, you know, like, why are you here with us? Like, cause I'm damn sure like trying to kick it with you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like either like, you know, like, so either you kind of just playing for derbs, or, you know, like, or you do the bullshit behind your peoples, like yeah. Either way, it's like yeah. So now, and so, but Reg just won't stop. He's like, yo, men can do. He's like, yo, they all look, you know what I'm saying, like, all fruity and this and the other. Yo, she's like, yo, like fuck y'all. This and the other, yeah, we out of here. Me and my girl, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, Reg, I like mint condition. Like, you killing me, my dude. So he laughing. He don't care. It's my cousin. He don't care. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, you know, like, and he's loud. He's like from Boom Bap, like, yo, get out of here. You know, like, so they literally walk out. And so when the waitress comes over, I'm like, yo, them girls, like, I know we all was sitting together for a second, but they wasn't with us. So I hope you got their money before they leave, this, that, and the other. She like, nah, I didn't, this, that, and the other. I said, well, you should try to catch them because they not with us. You know what I'm saying? I'm like throwing it out there like, yo, you gonna leave us? Well, we damn sure, you know, like that's on you. So the police get called, right? So
What?
now, oh, Reg, we gotta get out of here. We gotta find, you know, like let's find a cab, get to the hotel. So we step outside, and mind you, this is not the cellular phone. Like this, was it saying? Might have been on the cusp. I know there's probably beepers, but just so we're trying to find a payphone, I think, to call a cab, to find a cab number. Yo, this is my word. We look down the parking lot, and it's snowing. It's heavy snow, like a lot of snow. Every car's are covered type shit. Look down the parking lot, across the parking lot. The girl and her girlfriend, they still in the parking lot, and they talking. She all, you see her neck, and I'm like, oh, this chick. This is my word. If I did this 1,000 times, it would not play like how I'm about to tell you. They're all the way across the parking lot. We're trying to find a phone so we can call a cab to get back to the hotel in a snowstorm in Minneapolis. We don't even know where we are. I don't even remember the name of the hotel. I remember that being an issue. But just to say, I start making a snowball, and she's yelling from across the damn thing. I saw a snowball, and I'm just eyeballing her, making this snowball. It's my word, I swear. If I had this to do 1,000 times, it would not have happened like this. I make this nice, perfectly round, crisp snowball. Yo, she's literally across the parking lot to the point that I can't even make a stand, but she's yelling. And I throw this snowball like, I just throw it, and you just see it sailing. Yo, this is my word. It was like radar was built into the snowball. But peep game, as it comes closer and closer to her face, as it makes impact with her face from across the parking lot, police car pulled into the parking lot. I'm like I wanted to scream. I was so happy it hit her, but then at the same time, I'm like, yo, I know that hurt. Like I hit a flush across, like it was like a bullet. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this is
nigga
my
Ken Griffey
word.
from the outfield wall at home plate.
The home plate out through a strike from deep center.
Nigga,
you know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
what?
Yo, crazy. And this is my word. If I had 1,000 snowballs, it wouldn't have happened like that. I might have hit a shoe or something. I might probably hit on the knee. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, hit a flush in the face. Like I wanted to celebrate.
This nigga head.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted to celebrate, but the cop car literally just rolled up on us. Yo, this chick goes into drama class, comes running to the cop, runs right past us to the cop. Like, and they're far enough with, like he's parked over here, like they was coming from over there, and we're kind of like in the middle, like kind of towards the front. But just say, but they're not close. And she starts just talking to the cop, and I'm talking to my cousin, like, oh shit, how does, like I'm trying to, gauge, like, how does snowball assault play? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that a thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I about to need bail? You know, because I really hit her. Like it was assault. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just to say, so she's talking to the cop, and he starts walking over towards us. This is my word. It was a brother, and she was behind him. He was trying his damnedest not to laugh. So we knew it was good. We was like, oh, all right, cool. Like, he was cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo. He said, yo, get in the back of my car. All right, we get in the back of the car. He's like, tell me what happened. We told him everything that just took place. He's like, all right, I'll take y'all back to the hotel, this, that, and the other. He's like, yo, he knew who I was, and this, that, and the other. Like, the three of us was dying laughing. He's like, yo, you just got an arm. He's like, yo, that was crazy. He was it. And, like, of course, I never seen her talk to her again. But the point was how two people sitting right next to each other could look at the same piece of music so contrastically differently. And to the degree that, like, both of us was willing to stand on you know, you killed that night, Reg. It was there. Yeah,
great.
and this is my word.
Yeah.
Like, and I never met Stokely. You know what I'm saying, and I halfway wanted to meet Stokely. Well, I think he's dope. You know what I'm saying? You know, but just to be like, you know, like, yo, was this shit, you know, like, just to tell him the story. But you know, you know, never happened. But just to say, you know, yeah, music can be viewed a lot of different ways. You know,
of course. Yo, that same shit happened to me and my man, yo, with and his girl in my crib. Like she brought up how she loved Mace.
all right,
And I
straight down.
yeah, and I was like, fuck that nigga. That nigga whack as fuck. And her face just fucking extended by like 6 inches, my nigga. Like,
yo,
it was like, you know.
But it'd be like that. You like if you look at somebody like you really like that you've liked for years, and somebody's
Right.
like, yeah, that nigga sucks.
Yeah, that's
Like,
exactly.
don't look at them like, what? You know what
I
I'm
was
saying?
like, fuck
yo.
that nigga. I went off for like 5 minutes, like, that nigga whack as fuck, Mace, da 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 da. She's just like, what? And he's sitting there laughing, like, just dying. She like, why are you laughing? You know,
Man, you killing the vibe, man. I was looking at Reg like, Reg, what are you doing? Like, you couldn't play along? Like nobody's gonna like make you listen to Mint Condition the rest of the night.
Yeah, I would have been Reg. Big up to Reg, man.
Big up to Reg. Boom, bad.
Keeping the fucking 1,000.
Yo,
for real, man. Fuck Mint Condition, man.
And just like, yo, you know, and this is my word, yo. I mean, you know, I looked at it like she flipped the script, so I just played my part. But at the end of the day, like, you know, oh my God. Like that was hilarious. Like that was hilarious. like this, and this is my word. On impact, the car entered the parking lot. Like it was great. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, but you know, but that was, you know, like, thank God, you know, like we were having clean fun. Like that's clean fun. You know, like, you know, we haven't had the opportunity to do shows and, you know, all over the world at this point. Like, you know, I got the opportunity to learn about clean fun, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, that was something that had to be learned kind of as well. Like, you know, so like that, one of the things that I really looked to certain cats, like in the Native, as helping me with was to acquire a moral compass, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially Phife, like, you know what I'm saying? This is my word, like, you know, like a big salute to the Natives, you know what I'm saying? Because, but through example, they started showing me that, you know, doing the right thing isn't about who's watching you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and that was that's been the walk of men, you know what I'm saying, forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it needed to be a part of my life. So it was something that I had to kind of grow into because, you know, like I came from a place where, you know, I'm from Astoria Projects and the Bland Project. Like, you know, you turn your head, it might be missing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's just what it is.
Right.
But, you know, I had to, you know, I really had to grow to become someone that that could judge himself and evaluate who I wanted to be in life, you know, and, you know, damn sure I want to be, you know, that person or, you know, or a lot of the things that that don't involve a moral compass. I remember one night, real late, we was jumping a train. We was leaving the building, Powerhouse, 26th Street, Manhattan. The club was that like it was one of the cornerstone clubs in hip hop. Leaders used to perform there before they had a record out and used to kill it. Like you knew Leaders was gonna kind of blow. Like you was like, oh, their energy live before they even had any records out was crazy. It was killing New York, killing it. And so we all used to hang there, like all of us, you know what I'm saying? All of the groups you could think of, every group from Hit Squad to, I mean, everybody would be in the building, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, we young, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, sometimes we might have a car amongst us, sometimes we might not. And on the nights when we didn't, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, cats is jumping on the train. So this particular night, all of us are jumping on the train. It's probably about 3 or 4 in the morning. All of us are jumping on the train and getting on the train. Everybody's jumping the turnstile. There's no cops in the subway. Everybody jumping the turnstile. And Phife wasn't. And everybody's in on the other side of it. You know what I'm saying? The Phife is kind of digging in his pockets, this and the other. And I'm looking at him. And for 10 seconds, I was like, is this nigga scared to jump? Like, come on, Phife. Like, ain't nobody here. Ain't no cops here. Like, come on. And he's like, yeah, all right, give me a second. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm standing there waiting, everybody else is walking, but I'm waiting for him. And I watched him, you know what I'm saying, put the paper, you know, the money together for a token, get the token, and he paid and came in. And at that point in time, I didn't realize, like it always stuck with me, because there was no danger in him jumping the turnstile at 4 a.m. No one was there, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and I realized, you know, like, yeah, he wasn't scared. Like, it was his moral compass. Like Phife would do the right thing just because it was the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? And
wow.
you know, like you know, right? You know what I'm saying? And you know, like, that's something in life that once you start grasping it and start practicing it, you like yourself more. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes and it takes a discipline, you know, to not do some of the things that we do. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so I've done a lot of growing as an MC and as a person. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I remember things like that because, you know, no one told me anything, but they showed me things that they might not even have realized they were showing me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, always love to fight. Right.
Yo, that's a nice segue. I love saying that word. That's a nice segue into how have you matured, man? Because you've come a long way from, I mean, I was prepping for the interview, both of them. You've come a long way from like Hoes We Knows to like, you know, to the most recent joint, which I must say, there's so much music being put out there, man. Like, I didn't even know you had a joint in 2018. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like I had no idea. Which has missiles on it, by the way, like some fucking heaters, man. Like some, and so it's a completely different album. And again, I think this is important, man, because the Dres that I remember, in terms of like just what was given to me, but was put out to me into the airwaves, was wisecracking, slick talking, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like with the bitches. So it's like, okay, it's clear. I've seen interviews and shit. You know, I'm like, damn, this cat's a completely different cat now. Like, so how have you matured? How's your music matured? What's the, you know what I'm saying? What was behind Tortured Soul, the name, everything? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you're like I said, you're a different dude right now.
Yeah, like, you know, like, and that's the objective, you know, to become a different dude. You know what I'm saying?
Backs.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, like, yeah, I definitely am, and I see it easily. You know, like, you know, still rooted.
Yeah, that was a compliment, by the way. It's not a bad.
Thank you. Yeah, no. I took it as such. You know, but you know, still rooted in you know, in everything that exists. You know what I'm saying? And has existed, but just the growth is about making better choices and maybe differentiating yourself from your old self. You know what I'm saying? For yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, my work definitely isn't about the audience, though I play to them. And an album like Tortured Soul and I, honestly, my catalog, like, independently, I think my major label work introduced me to doing shit correctly. If your paperwork's correct, your songs are registered, and you own, you know, what's the scenario, you're putting yourself in a position that it might not happen right now, but we live in a content driven world, and this is my word, I'm playing for catalog. I'm playing for tomorrow, whereas my son or sons might reap the benefits of my independent work more than I do. But I seen it from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of when I stepped away from the large platforms, I started playing, like, every project that I put out. Like, I appreciate your words on Tortured Soul, but all of my work is like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, every album that I put out stands on its own. The world might not know it, but the world will know it one day. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I hope it doesn't wind up being that, you know, after I'm here that it's discovered. but eventually, like, but even if that's the case, at some point, cats are going to turn to look at the body of work, and they're going to be like, "Oh shit," you know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
That's
like,
what I did. That's what I did.
Because I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I'm doing. Like, you know, like I've got some dope projects that cats might not have bumped into yet. You know what I'm saying? But at some point they will. And at some point, you know, like I said, at some point everybody's gonna be like, so what's up with Dres? Or whatever it is, they're gonna peep what it is. And at that point, they're gonna be like, wow. And at that point, everything that I've done, all of the work I've done now, like I have my own label, I own all of my masters. All my songs are registered. You know what I'm saying? Like
What
I
you say?
did a
You own
deal.
all of your masters. Repeat that louder.
I own everything. And in the next 5 years, I'll own the masters on the Wolf and Sheep's clothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm playing for real out here, even though, you know, you might not see some of the benefits of playing for real right here. You know what I'm saying? But you know, like, but the goal is to do something that I think makes a difference. And that's something that doesn't really happen for us as people of color. We don't inherit much. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't receive much to stand on the shoulders of something. A lot of times we have to reestablish getting to sea level. You know what I'm saying? In life. You
Just
know,
getting to zero,
and
right? Just getting to the
yeah,
baseline.
right. You know, and you know, and a lot of people I know, and even wind up, like that's almost viewed as success, just getting back to sea level. To be above sea level would be to pass something forward. And like never in my life did I expect, and I think that's a healthy attitude, I never expected anyone to leave me anything. I never expected anyone to give me anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew that, like, yo, if I don't go get it, I ain't gonna have it.
Right.
So let me go get it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the fact that I'm leaving my children something that I never had, that no one I know ever had. You know what I'm saying? And that's just something that they were born into, and that's going to be with them as long as they take care of it. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing, and I feel good. Like so like I said, like the music might wind up being worth a lot more, probably will be, worth a lot more later, but I've got it situated. It's almost like a will. You know what I'm saying? Like I've done my due diligence to make sure that, that it reflects my ownership. I actually independently got to do a deal with Disney to put one of my records in the Disney movie, The Boy with the Golden Arm. Now, cats don't know and cats don't realize, but I spoke to Disney, negotiated it, this and the other. Like I own the master, this and the other, you know what I'm saying? And, like it was a dope experience, even as an artist, like I've had stuff, but I didn't do the deal. You know what I'm saying? So, so having it on my own label, like they discovered the record, like whoever the director was like, yo, this is the song that we need for this scene. And they approached me, and having ownership of a bunch of good music be discovered, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like you might not always have the platforms for people to see what you're doing, but it doesn't mean you're not supposed to do. It's what we've been talking about. It's my musical moral compass. I've been doing the right thing, even though people might not have been paying attention.
Yo, that's okay,
that's
because you know what I'm saying? Everyone posts all these pics, these memes about they're out here grinding. Like, how the fuck you grinding when you posting all these pics? Are you saying you grinding? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's
yo,
really,
I mean that's just IG modeling. That's the equivalent of IG modeling.
Actually, you had a dream that you were you said you.
All right, yo, because
this nigga
like,
said he had a dream that he was an Instagram model recently. So
yo, this is my word. Like nondescript Instagram models from Czechoslovakia got like 750,000 followers.
Verified.
I'm like
verified.
yo, like yo.
Pussy
like,
hanging out, everything.
like,
Don't give a fuck.
like what? Like I'm like,
Verified.
wow. Yo, man, like,
Blue check.
it's yo.
I say
You
an
know what I'm saying?
MC's trash, and I get blocked. I get banned for like a week from going live or doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. Don't get me
Yo, man.
started.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, yeah, you're getting older, so yeah, I've been in the room for a little bit longer than you, but welcome to the room. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like
Fuck
like
the room.
like you can't get mad because it's like, like, but you definitely a little bit like just a little disappointed in what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like
Level the playing field just a little bit. I mean, it's like
like, yeah,
it's like
let talent
95-5.
mean something.
Make it like
Like
70-30. I mean, it's
you know what I'm saying?
95-5.
Yo, this is my word. The first time I was on a red carpet with a reality TV star, I was like, yo, like all you did was nothing. Like, yo, like you know what I'm saying? And it's real, and they become the go-to. Like, they're the huge, stuff. I don't even know who these people are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What do they call them? Social. There's a name for that shit, yo. There's a fucking name for like the fucking Paris Hilton, these fucking bro. I don't know what the fucking bros, man.
Yo, this is my and I've been asked to be like on probably like 5 or 6 reality shows. You know what I'm saying? This word like 5 or 6, and I said no to every one. Like yeah, like even if it was hard, like that's just not who I am, man. Like like that, yeah. Like I feel like that makes it harder. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's hard, that makes it hard. And cats, get caught up in a quick buck and a little notoriety and think that, that's how they want to be perceived and how they want to be seen. But like cats will allow themselves to be broken, but not broke. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to be broke. You know what I'm saying? It's not okay to be broken. You know what I'm saying? Like, being broke is a matter of getting up early or not going to sleep and working. But being broken is a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? And like, don't get it twisted, like, it's unfortunate that we're in such a money driven society where that's that I think about the young cats, you know what I'm saying, that's in school. I think about a young cat that's in school, that's smart, that's funny, that's kind, that's mature, that's respectful, and that is clean and well groomed and smells good, wearing a white t-shirt because he's in school and broke. You know what I'm saying? And the people that and the people that look past him to kick it with somebody who might have a car, or somebody might have a couple of dollars via something that's of the moment, and miss the probably the dopest person around them, what I'm saying, but they won't see it until later, you know what I'm saying. And that's in our community way too much. So many things we don't see until later, and it's always right there in our face. It's always right there. One of the things I wrote in the rhyme is like that we walk past our wealth trying to get rich. You know what I'm saying? And it's like like it's unfortunate, like a lot of the things that I'm learning as an adult, I wish I had a better understanding of young, especially like the family aspect. Like, I didn't know what a nuclear family was until I was 40. You know what I'm saying? And, like, children know what a nuclear family is because they grow up, that's growing up in one. But I didn't come from where I thought nuclear family meant something that had to do with like a nuclear bomb. I was like, like, explain that to me. Like, like I couldn't even differentiate, what it was. And that's because it never applied. You know what I'm saying? And and one of the things that we have to learn, that we learn as we get older, is that the breakdown of the Black family is the brunt, the crux of us being fallen. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Once
sir.
yeah, like to reinstate our families, and it was very much by design, very systemic, you know, and still is, like, you know, like how the police move, you know, on us is by design. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many things that are by design. You know, like you have to realize if that exists by design, then, you know, like then so do so many other things that we've been talking about for years, that, you know, like that people act like they don't see. And, you know, as we get older, you realize to combat that is unity. Unity starts in your household. If you don't have a household, you know, like it's hard to love your neighbor when you don't have your family. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like it's unfortunate, and this is what the skit on the first album spoke to, that we're so divided that anytime we look to do something to somebody that looks like us, that we might be literally hurting our own family. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how divided we are. Like, you know, like they sent our brother north, father south, mother east, you know what I'm saying, daughter west. So generations passed down, it's very possible we're related as we hurt each other. And, you know, and it's my word, you know, I've started to see, you know, people speak to it, but I've been speaking to it for years. Like I don't see cats hurting the people that hurt them. You know what I'm saying? And like, if you got the heart to hurt, have the heart to aim. You know what I'm saying? Like hurt somebody that has it coming to. Like your brother don't have it coming to him. Your sister, your mother, they don't have it coming to them. They've endured everything that you've endured. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like we got to start looking at each other and in a nurturing way, in a brotherly and sisterly way. And, you know, and don't get it twisted, you know, like we all stumble, we all fall, but God will. We get tomorrow, and in tomorrow is the opportunity to be better. You know, so, you know, that's just what it is for me at this point.
Thanks, man. I mean, I gotta get these questions out. I'm fucking this. You got so much shit to say, and it's nice that you led into my last shit, man. Which is, I really wanted to just, like I said, tie a bow on this. You've said in some interviews. Oh, we got Dres of Black Sheep, by the way. You said there's good and bad people every type, and you said that we all need each other. And I just really needed you to talk about that, because those are some things that I kind of live by. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially where it's like good and bad people of every type. So, can you talk about that?
Yeah, without. I mean, yeah, like, you know, like it's been our plight as people of color to be discriminated upon. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I think we are probably the most sensitive to the fact that you know, like in establishing legality that says person of color is 3/5 a human. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you we see more clearly that, you know, like that no, we're not. Like there's no one on this earth that's probably closer to God than a person of color. You know what I'm saying? And the things that we've endured as individuals, you know, like it's otherworldly. And to say that you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, like there's no one that's greater. You know what I'm saying? And in our greatness, we just seek equality. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, but it's time that we start looking inward and start applying the mechanics that we apply on a basketball court to life. You should walk into a classroom like you walking onto a court.
you should walk into your job like you walk into the court. You know what I'm saying? Like, I damn sure go into a booth like I'm walking on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like that basketball greatness that exists in us exists
Not just
in every
basketball.
facet.
Thank you.
We just don't. Right. That's who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's who we are when you put everyone on the court. You know what I'm saying? We're up here. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, once I started applying myself, like in school, I was up here in school. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that I take the time to focus and learn, and, you know, like, as an MC, I'm going to be up here as an MC. Like, you know, like, I'm playing basketball, you know, I'm dead nice on the court. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up, you know, playing basketball like every kid in the projects is dead nice. You know what I'm saying? Even the ones that suck, you know what I'm saying, are better than me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like that's our reality. But we have to embrace that. We have to see that in ourselves. Like, you know, like, there's nothing we cannot do. You know, and we're responsible for so much more than we're given credit. You know what I'm saying? And it's very insensitive. And, you know, it's pathetic, you know what I'm saying, that it's audacity. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like the audacity of prejudice. You know what I'm saying? Like, because ultimately, like, you know, it's like we never attempted to do to them what they've done to us. And there's a beauty in that, you know what I'm saying? Because no one could blame us if we did, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we is also part of their programming, you know what I'm saying, that we don't. We'll hurt ourselves before we'll hurt the people that hurt us. And not that I'm advocating cats going out hurting anyone, but if you've got the heart to hurt, have the heart to aim. You know what I'm saying? That's just my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know, don't aim over here. Don't aim where you live. You know what I'm saying? Aim at the cats that, you know, that put you there. You know, if we aim it, you know, all right, aim to win. You know, but like I said, like, you know, but we got to start applying that to our lives. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who we are. You know what I'm saying? You know, we don't allow ourselves to see that. We don't share that. We don't make that, you know, like, you know, a sports. We'll look at our children as being able to make it and allow them to, you know, practice or rehearse singing and, you know, this and the other. And we can make it out through anything. You know what I'm saying? Through anything. Through anything. Right. We're up here. You just have to apply. That's all. That's it. You just have to learn, and you have to apply and pay attention and establish a compass about yourself. You know, because, you know, if you're all over the place, then you're not doing what you're not focused. You know, so, you know, that's just it. You know, but these are the things that you grow into. You know, Hoseby knows me. You know, might have thought a little bit about it, but I you know.
Yeah, totally different album. Busy. I mean, and like I said, it's important because it's like, for me, like, that's the Dres I remember. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, I've seen interviews and stuff like that, but again, there's so much music. Like, I didn't know, like until I was researching for the interview, I'll keep it 100. I wasn't like really privy to, oh, like, this dude's like grown up. You know what I'm saying? He's an adult like everybody else. But it was. I just remember, like, you know, like I said, I was trying to talk shit to the shorty, you know, so it was like using the slang and all that. So, so it's important because it's like, yo, people grow up and mature and stuff. And I was talking to Billy Dance about this shit. He was like, I was scared to interview him. I was like, yo, I thought you was gonna shoot me if I said the wrong thing. And he was like, yo, I'm because we're not savages. You know what I'm saying? So it's good because it's like, yo, you know, cats have grown up, matured, and I appreciate your perspective on a lot of shit, man. I really do.
Yeah, you know, I remember I was not too long, maybe a year or two. I was at a party, and I think I was rolling a joint, and I was passing the bill. He's like, I don't smoke. I was like, you know what, man? Like, you know, like, I was like, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you wouldn't even have thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but cats grow up, and, you know, and it's important. It's important that, like that's one of the things that I stress about life. You know, like, it's unfortunate when a Big or a Pac or any young person, you know what I'm saying, loses their life, because that's one of the things that gets taken, is the opportunity to be better. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like, we all gonna make mistakes, and, you know, like, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, that's kind of the beauty of life too. Like, you know, like, the mistakes, you know, it all counts.
Debits, credits, it's all,
yeah, man.
You know, like,
it all counts.
It's all, yeah.
Yeah, it all builds. It all builds strength. You know, even if it's showing you something that you don't want to do, as much as it might be showing something, I mean, that like, you do want to do.
Damn, I'm not gonna fuck with people like that. No, like, you get it. You know, sometimes you got to put your hand on the stove and be like, oh shit, that shit is hot, B. Like, so.
Yo, man. Yeah, man, like that, you know. But it's all about, you know, being blessed with tomorrows. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way that you get it, you know what I'm saying, is being blessed with tomorrows. You know, so, you know, we gotta keep pushing forward, but at the same time, like, you know, like, we gotta start focusing. Like, you know, like, like, you know, like, now in the cancel culture, and, you know, like it's almost like we're all just waiting on our ticket to get called. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, yeah, cancel me, stepped on my shoes, and, you know, like it's becoming, you know, like, you know, yeah, like, you know, like, oh man, like, really, like, you know, and, you know, it's to the point that, you know, it's almost at the point where I was talking to my lady about, like, you know, like people talking to a man talking to a woman in the workplace. Like, it's almost like, you better not say nothing to nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because something simple as, you know, like you might have a crush on somebody and ask them to lunch. You know what I'm saying? And, like, now you're canceled. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, I'm like, you know, like, it's gotten to the point where, you know, like, the things that women do every day, like agreeing or disagreeing. Something women do every day. Somebody pays them a compliment. You can be agreeable or you can be disagreeable.
Right.
But it happens to every woman every day. You know what I'm saying? So now, because it happened at, you know, your desk, you know, like, now I'm defenseless, and, you know, I'm uncomfortable, and you know, and you've got a cheerleading section that will be like, you know, how dare he, you know, or this and the other. And it goes both ways. Okay, I'm just using it as a scenario. But, you know, like we've become, like, so soft, and, you know, like, oh my God, like we just, you know, it's almost like you know, like, and I'm not trying to bash or anything like that, but, you know, to me, in my opinion, you know, like, there's a lot of effeminate men, and it's becoming something that's sponsored. You know what I'm saying? Effeminate men are now sponsored. You know what I'm saying? And it's even a road to the riches to a degree. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, the cat's gonna say some of the rhymes that he's gonna say, you know, like, to get some paper. Like, they'll do that too. Like, a young cat will, you know, I used to equate it to this. I used to say, like, you know, that essentially what's happening is, you know, cats are being paid to dig a grave. You know, and, you know, it's good. They paying good. They paying good money to dig graves. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, but ultimately, like, after you've dug the grave and it's complete and you've gotten paid, that's for you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a realization that cats, when they get it, it's like, oh man, like, you know, like, now I gotta play dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, it's like, you know, and man, you know, we gotta start just being leaders again, man. we got to start again. And I was speaking about the feminization. Like, yeah, like, it's almost like, to me, in my opinion, like, and I know I'm wrong in saying it, I just don't have an understanding of it, to say that it's almost a cop-out, because being a man is hard, being a black man is hard. It's almost a cop-out. But then I step back and I'm like, well, shit, that's got to be harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, that's got to be harder. You know what I'm saying? Because, damn. But we need you over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need you over here. And, you know, like, it's, once again, we divide to be conquered. And, you know, like we're so sectioned off under the same umbrella that has a hole in it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. And, you know, like I honestly would be like, you know, like, damn, you know, being a black man is really hard, and it's a lot of pressure put on you. And, you know, like, you have to be able to navigate on all courts and not get killed, literally. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it is hard. It is difficult. You do have to pay attention, and you do have to, you know, just learn and grow, and, you know, and embody something that's real. So, you know, so part of me feels like, you know, like, that's the easy way out. But then part of me looks at their walk, and I'm like, yo, ain't nothing easy about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I've broken it down to this. Everybody's got a reason to pray. My reason to pray might not be your reason to pray. You know what I'm saying? Your reason to pray might be their reason to pray. But we've all got a reason to pray. And I'm not judging anybody's reason to pray, because I have my own. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I hope that we stop judging people's reasons to pray, because we all have, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, just start, you know, just start praying, and, you know, just start, you know, becoming who you're supposed to be out here, man. Word up. Like, that's what it's all about. It's about becoming who you're supposed to be, you know? And that's, you know, especially as I get older, I'm like, oh man, like, the mortality reality right now is crazy right now for me. Like, you know, I'm looking at X gone, Rob gone, Shot gone, you know, like these are cats in my class, you know, like, you know, and I'm looking at cats in my class, and, you know, like, a lot of them look like, I'm almost like, am I in the right class? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I bumped into a dude that told me that me and him was in school, and this is my word. I was like, you a fucking liar. This nigga looked like he was 90. I'm like, hey, you crazy? Like, he, you know, like, but he meant you, like, yo, we was in the same school. And I was like, but it's real, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, cats are, it's past halftime for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm well into the third. You know what I'm saying? So the reality that comes with that, and facing it, number one, you know, is first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like your end game is not how you start the game. You know what I'm saying? It's important to have an end game. You know what I'm saying? And even if you just visualize that, you know what I'm saying? That's where you're going. You know, like, you see it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like, yeah, I've been saying all my life, I'm gonna die a real old man. You know what I'm saying? Like I never understood, you know, Get Rich and Die Trying, like, or, you know, like, or Big's, you know, titles, like, you know, like, I was like, nah, like, you know, like, it was just the energy of, I'm gonna live a long fucking life. You know, so I got a lot of things to do, and, you know,
well, what's next?
Here I am in the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? Yo, the D&D project, man. I got the most. Oh man, I need to be telling y'all about this. I was blessed with to meet Ma Dukes, Dilla's mom, and her husband Tony. And I had met them once, like, Middle America, and then, like, a month or two later, I had a show in Puerto Rico, and they were right there. I'm like, oh snap! So, you know, I had just met them, so I'll go after the set, I'll go straight to them, talking to them. Turns out they had a crib in Puerto Rico. They invited me back to the house, and Mom's cooking, and Sandy little chopping it up, and like DJs came through spinning, like it's just a dope night. You know what I'm saying? Me and my dude DJ Stripe. And at the end of the night, they offered me the opportunity to go through. They had just gotten back a lot of the rights of masters under the Umbrella's estate, the estate umbrella part. And they asked me, you know, they were looking for things to do with the catalog, and they were like, you know, would you be interested in putting a project together? That I was blown away because I didn't have that relationship with Dilla. Met Dilla once in passing. That was it. So like we're native, De La, you know, Tip. That was Fife's best friend. You know, like all of them had this crazy solid relationship with Dilla. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? So that blew me away that she asked, you know, me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, you know, like from Busta to, I mean, Erykah Badu, I mean, Angelo, like all of them are people that, you know, he's worked with, you know, and, you know, I was like, wow, like I took it real seriously. So I started really diving into who Dilla was. And, you know, like, I have a lot of friends that are really close friends of his. So I was able to reach out to them, and I'm still doing so. But I jumped in online, every interview, even Mars interviews, all of the
of course.
billion tracks, you know what I'm saying? Stuff, and so I started creating this project, and
Dope.
and it's real special. It's a real special project. It's called. I made it a group. I made it a duo. D&D. D&D is Dilla and Dres, and I did that to be inclusive, to include my Dukes in the estate. I made us partners. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for her giving me this opportunity, with each sale, we're partners. Dope. So whatever comes through, we're split.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was important, you know what I'm saying, just to play fair. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, play fair. I didn't want to address it as he's a producer and I'm the artist, so I'm just gonna take all the shine. Like nah, you know, like let's just share it across the board, you know, and you know, I hope that it gives a little bit back to what you gave.
Right.
Because you gave me something that you know, it was dope. So in the making of this project, I got approached by the cast that did Shia Ali's documentary, a company called Versus. Amazing company. Dope artistic cast. Like, yo, we'd like to film, you know, the making of this project. Like, you know, and what started off simple has blossomed into being greenlit a documentary. And the documentary is about me and Dilla. And it's through my eyes. And it's going to be in my voice. And essentially, you know, like you'll get the Black Sheep kind of doc, you know, a mini doc at the front. And then you get me stepping onto this journey to do this album. And in doing this album, I'm traveling literally all over the world, talking to people that Dilla worked with, or going to Detroit and literally sitting around a table with cats that he grew up with. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff like that you know, I don't, there's gonna be a bunch of the guest artist features. We'll have all of that stuff. But I want to kick it with cats that, you know, all of those cats are cats that know him for a small period of time when he got on. Yeah. But he's got a lot of life that was before that, you know, like our Duke's like, yo, man, some of the stuff that's on film, like, you know, like she's telling me about Eminem coming to the house before records, and, you know, waiting outside patiently, you know what I'm saying, for her. She had a nursery, you know, to let out, and so that she could come in and go downstairs in the basement, and you know, yeah, for years. And right, crazy, right? Like I'm attempting now to reach out to Eminem. You know, I want to sit and talk to him about Dilla. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Let alone everybody he's worked with, and you know, cats even overseas. I'm going overseas, but I'm sitting with his homies. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting with his first, you know, with the DJ Slum Village. You know, it's Dez, and I want to get with T3, and I'm gonna sit with Frank and Dank, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm gonna talk to everybody I can, and in me talking to everybody is gonna be merged with me making this album. You know what I'm saying? So you're about to kind of see some insight on Dilla that you might not have ever seen, some insight on me you've never seen, and some insight on his family and my Dukes, and he's amazing. Yeah. And to go with is this album called No Words. The name of the album is called No Words, and like it's special. It got features from Bun B to CeeLo Green to Freeway, Del the Funky Homo Sapien, Source Money. I got
Oh shit.
I got Afro. I got Lil D. I got Corey Guns. My dude Alexander Simone, who's the grandson of Nina Simone. Silence. You know, like
Nice.
I got an amazing project. He, like it's really, really, really dope. You know what I'm saying? And so right now I'm trying to have the documentary catch up to where the music is. So the music, I'll release a single probably in June. Just the documentary and album that's coming. You know what I'm saying? But everything, the music kind of got put on a little bit of a hold so that the documentary could catch up to it. But towards the end of the year, like, you know, look for D&D. D&D is Dilla and Dres. Name of the project is No Words, and it's entirely produced by Dilla. And
Word. That's what the fuck is
it's
up.
pretty special. All right. It reminds me, it's like I remember when we did the Choices. I'm talking about when we did the Choices Yours. I turned along and I'm like, yo, I don't know what we just did, but I know we did something.
That's the feeling.
I don't know what it is
I'm
yet.
gonna be on the lookout, man. Definitely, you know what I'm saying? Let us know. Yo, I want to thank you for coming back. We scheduling shit had going on, life shit going on, all that. Round 2, 2.5, 3. Appreciate you sharing some jewels with us, man. It was huge. So thanks.
Always.
Big up to everybody joining the show. You know what I'm saying? Dres, Black Sheep.
Got my glasses on right now. I take them off to see what's close. But I'm just to say big shout to everybody that's in the spot. You know what I'm saying? And yo, you get a lot of love out there. You know what I'm saying? In this
salute, man. I appreciate you.
What you're doing as well, brother.
Anything I can do to help, you know, promote the album, whatever. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? As far as the, you know, whatever. I can't wait for this joint. So I'll be on the lookout, man. Be good. Salute.